Men with long beards and no moustaches and over the ankle trousers. Women always accompanied by male guardians. No partying, no alcohol, no music. Public flogging for adultery. A veil over the faces. Brutal imposition of Sharia law. Schools replaced by madrasas. The emergence of a pariah state. Pakistan running the government. Eternal enmity with India for your harboring of Khalistani separatists. A free inflow of refugees from Islamic countries of the world. Who do you think we are talking about? Afghanistan? Iran? Saudi Arabia? No, we're not talking about these countries. We are talking about Canada. Make no mistake, Canadian society will change forever in the years to come, and the recent elections of Canada prove this. Here's how. Hi and welcome. This is TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Sanbir Ranhotra, and in this video I will tell you how Canada's snap election results prove that demography is indeed the future. Let's begin. Demography is destiny. Demography is the future. Demography decides where you go as a country, irrespective of where you have come from. The right demography can work wonders for a nation, and the wrong one can, let's just say, spell doom for it. Canada is really doomed, and demography is to blame for it. What we really know as Canada today is actually a country of immigrants. The indigenous communities of Canada figure least prominently in the modern political considerations of the country. Politics has gone woke in Canada. Liberals control the narrative. Conservatives are struggling to survive, despite winning the popular vote in the recently held snap polls called by Justin Trudeau with the aim of winning a majority in the House of Commons. The founder and CEO of the TFI Media Group, Atul Mishra, weighed in on the recent Canada snap elections and how the results are a wake-up call for Canadian conservatives to act against the country slipping away from their hands. In a Twitter thread, he said, "Canada is the immigration headquarters of the world. Virtually anyone can immigrate to Canada, whether they want to move as a student, with a job, or with family. Birth rate in Canada has been on a steady decline. However, the birth rate decline is not homogeneous. White Canadians are birthing around 1.5 kids per couple, while all other minorities clock birth rates well over 2.25. Between 1815 to 1850, roughly 800,000 immigrants moved to Canada from all over the world, but chiefly from the British Isles. It was the time when Europe was becoming richer through the Industrial Revolution. However, the steep population growth made people look for greener pastures, and it was here when most looked towards North America as their new abode. A batch of 400,000 immigrants moved to Canada during the First World War, and another 282,000 immigrated during the Second World War. The immigration then stopped for a while. Then came 1976, and the Canadian government revised its Immigration Act. This truly opened the gates of Canada for the rest of the world. Immigrants from South Asia, China, and the Caribbean thronged the nation. Even by conservative estimates, Canada gets 300,000 immigrants annually. The recently held snap elections of Canada, called by Trudeau with the goal of winning a majority for his Liberal Party, ended up being an expensive exercise in futility, which has only angered Canadians. Not much has changed at Canada's House of Commons. Trudeau's Liberal Party has managed to secure 158 seats, merely one seat more than what it won in 2019. More importantly, Trudeau has again failed to breach the majority mark of 170, which means that he will lead a minority government all over again. On the other hand, the Conservatives remain the main opposition party in the House of Commons. They have won a total of 119 seats as against the 121 that they won in 2019. The Bloc Québécois, which backs Quebec independence, won a total of 34 seats as against 32 in 2019, and Jagmeet Singh's New Democratic Party won 25 seats, which is a small gain of one seat from the 2019 elections. While the Conservatives have been able to poll 34% of the votes as opposed to 32% of the Liberals, the Conservative voters are spread all over Canada, while Liberals are concentrated in seat-rich areas of Toronto, Montreal, and other cities. These cities are the areas where immigrants and minorities have come to control politics, and Liberals enjoy the support of such vote banks as of now. In his thread, Atul Mishra also said Justin Trudeau will never be the majority Prime Minister of Canada, apart from explaining why Canada might never have a Conservative government in the future. He wrote, "A decade ago, new voters backed the Liberal Party resolutely for their migrant-friendly policies. Now they vote for their own people. Sikhs are a strong and affluent minority in Canada who overwhelmingly vote for Jagmeet Singh's New Democratic Party. NDP's vote share has been on a steady rise in the past few years because of addition of new citizens. Muslims are also increasingly becoming strong in Canada, and Canada may soon see a strong Islamist party. The demography of Canada is weighed squarely against the Conservatives and is also powerful enough to limit the Liberals' ability to form a majority government. Meanwhile, the NDP's support is steadily rising in Canada, showing how minority and left-leaning politicians are being propelled by the immigrants in the country. With every passing year, both Liberals and Conservatives are losing their hold over Canadian politics. Although not on an immediate basis, in the future, Canada might face a scenario where an immigrant Muslim bloc becomes so powerful that they control the politics and government of Canada top to bottom. There is no dearth of Islamists in Canada, and what is to say that immigration from Islamic countries will not ensure the rise of an Islamist leader who goes on to become Prime Minister, keeping Sharia law over and above the Constitution of Canada. An alliance between Islamists and Khalistanis could also emerge in Canada. So far, Liberals have the support of such elements. In the future, however, when these blocs grow even more powerful, Liberals might stand to lose out on a lot. Conservatives, if they want to remain politically relevant in Canada a few years down the line, must begin targeting Liberal voters. Unless they eat into the Liberals' vote blocks like the NDP is, they will not be able to survive the upheaval which Canada is undergoing. The Conservatives can still redeem themselves. They must make anti-immigration rhetoric the foundation of their future campaigns. It is time for them to say, Canada has had enough. Canada has become diverse enough, and now the gates must be shut for the welfare of those who have entered the North American country so far. If they do not, the demographic change in Canada will become too large in the years to come, and they will forever lose their deposits in the country.